Hello children, today I am going to teach you a poem from your textbook Marigold, class 5. So are you all ready to study the poem My Shadow, written by Robert Louis Stevenson, who was born in Edinburgh, Scotland in Great Britain. He established his name in the world of literature with his publication of Treasure Island in 1883. This poem reflects his perspective of an innocent and curious child. Can you think of something that is with you in light, always follows you wherever you go, but disappears when there is no light? Yes, rightly guessed, it is the shadow, your own shadow, who is a good partner in brightness but a bad companion in the dark or when there is no light. Let's recite the poem and enjoy the fun. Here is the poem. First stanza. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. The boy in the poem observes his little shadow moving in and out with him. That indicates that shadows move with the movement of the boy. He simply wants to know the use of his shadow more than just seeing it going in and out with him. Second stanza. He is very, very like me from the heels up to the head, and I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. The shadow is very much like the boy from the top to the bottom, or as given from the heels up to the head. So you come to know that shadows are formed exactly like the objects. For example, shadow of an elephant will take the shape of the elephant only. It will not look like any other creature. Then in the next two lines of the poem, the boy observes his shadow jump into his bed before him. Can you guess why is it so? Yes, the shadow is formed in front and source of light is at the back of the boy. Shadow follows the action quickly and faster. Stanza 3. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow, not at all like proper children, which always very slow. For he sometimes shoots up taller like an India rubber ball, and he sometimes gets so little that there is none of him at all. One more funny characteristic you see in this stanza is the way shadows change their size. Have you ever observed that the size of your shadow is the longest in the morning and evening, and in the noon it is the shortest? Yes, that is due to the distance of the source of light. Shooting up of the shadow has been compared to the ball that quickly bounces very high. You must have played with those crazy balls. There is a moment when the shadow gets so little or short as if it is not at all here in existence. There is none of him at all. Stanza 4. One morning very early before the sun I was up, I rose and found the shining dew on every buttercup. But my lazy little shadow, like an errant sleepy head, had stayed at home behind me and was fast asleep in bed. This time, the poet says that one day when he woke up very early before the sunrise, he saw the dew droplets on the buttercups. A kind of yellow flower, Dewdrops. You also must have seen on the grass the water droplets on leaves or flowers early in the morning. So, Not finding his shadow along with him at that time of the day, that is before the sunrise, he accuses his shadow to be a lazy, sleepyhead, sleeping in the bed and not joining him at that time. Can you guess? Why wasn't the shadow with the poet? Why was the shadow behaving errantly like a lazy? Yes, because it was the time when the sun had not risen. There was no sunlight. So, we know that shadows cannot be formed in the absence of light. Now we will go through the new words. India rubber ball, a ball that can bounce very high. Buttercup, a yellow flower. Errant, bad. Errant sleepyhead, completely inattentive or inactive. Now, I have something for you, a commercial ad of Madhya Pradesh tourism to watch. I found it very interesting. It is a very good combination of light and shadow.
MP अजब है, सबसे गजब है। एक नहीं दो नहीं सैकड़ों यहाँ शेर हैं। पेच में था मोगली, काना में बारहसिंह हैं। MP अजब है, मांडू का महल है कि जहाज है, कोई तो बताए। जय विलास के झूमर संग 10 हाथी लटके, सोच के सर चकराए। MP अजब है, अरे सबसे गजब है। संगमरमर खुदता नहीं, छूता आसमान है, और सांची देता सबको शांति का फरमान है। MP अजब है, अरे सबसे गजब है।
Isn't it a wonderful creation? The shadows of arms, hands, and fingers take the shape of animals, birds, trees, and even the monuments like Sanchi Stupa. You must have enjoyed it thoroughly, I guess.